So, keeping up with the Korean theme for the past few days, the recipe. I decided to watch this because of Dongwook. If anyone out there watches SBS Roommate, Dongwook gives me life. Like, he's just such a great guy and so funny on the show. So I decided, hey, I'm gonna watch one of his movies, and I found The Recipe. It's a bit of an older movie. I think it's from 2009, 2010. And I loved it. It was so fun, and it had such heart to it. The basic premise is actually very interesting. It's a reporter gets the news that a murderer who has just been executed, his last words were about beef stew or something like that. I don't remember. It was it's basically about food. Sort of stew that's very, it's made in a particular way. There's a lot of ingredients to it, and it's very like complicated to make it right. And his last words were that he's dying for it. So the reporter finds that quite interesting. Like, why is this guy that killed a bunch of people suddenly expresses his wishes to eat this random food? So he eventually thinks maybe he just misses his mom's cooking or something. But he finds out that he was actually arrested at a restaurant eating that stew. So he goes to find the restaurant, and he goes to find the owner, and he finds out who cooked the meal. And it's this mysterious girl that came out of nowhere, and he becomes obsessed, this reporter becomes obsessed with finding out who she was, where she came from, how did she make this food, what's the recipe. So he wanted to know what was so special about this food, because whoever eats it cannot forget it. And it was really, really funny and emotional at the end. It actually became quite sad, but I really liked it. It was a beautiful story, and it was very interesting to see the investigation, I guess. It wasn't boring or anything. It was very, very interesting. It was an hour and 40 minutes, and it was totally worth it. It was very fast-paced. It was a bit weird because you didn't know exactly how much time had passed between things. I sort of got the general idea that this is going on for like a few weeks, maybe, because he needs to get the story out to the press quickly. So that was a bit iffy, but other than that, the acting was great, and it was really funny, and you get to see this man from the city, from Seoul, going to like the farm, asking for beans and water from the river, and asking for completely pure salt and things like that. It was very funny. I really enjoyed it, and I went to see Dongwook, and oh my god, he looks totally different because it's been like 5 or 6 years, and he was great in it. Got to see him. I really liked the girl, the main girl that was in it, and I really liked the reporter. He was really funny also. So yeah, The Recipe, big thumbs up. I really, really liked it. Great story. I think it's a pretty original story, and it's really fun to see how the investigation takes place. He goes from one thing to the next, like, okay, let's find out where he was arrested. Okay, we find out where he's arrested. Let's find out who the owner is. Okay, let's talk to her. Oh, she didn't make the soup. Let's go find the girl that did it. Oh, but we don't have a name. We don't have a picture. How do we find her? Where is she? Where is she from? And deconstructing the recipe was very interesting. Seeing how it was made definitely was worth the movie, because the movie is about the recipe. So yeah, big thumbs up. The Recipe was actually really, really fun. So yeah, watch it.
그자서 찌개 먹다 잡혔어요. 된장찌개.
믿을 수 없는 맛의 된장찌개가 대김종구의 발목을 잡았다. 그 여자들의 화장품 냄새보다 더 튀기는, 세상에 이런 결정체는 존재할 수가 없는 겁니다.
그런 된장이 어딨어? 이 쌤은 들고 와봐, 이 딜빵아.
진짜 찾아온다.
그 양반이 먹은 거 내 거 아니오. 그 기집애 거지.
이름이
장혜진이라고 했지.
이게 임마 그 억물 부르는 거지. 이 얼굴이냐 새끼야.
이름도 있잖아.
그 여자한테 된장 냄새가 나길래 그 같이 왔었던 그 남자한테도 향기가 났어요.
남자요?
온통 천지가 나비였었다니까요.
나비들은 발효 과정에서 생성되는 물질에 모여드는 습성이 있거든.
된장은 매일매일 햇살을 쬐어줘야 제대로 맛이 드는 걸.
장독제 가져다가 해집는다고 조합 방식까지 알 수는 없거든요.
그 향나는 내가 흉내조차 못 내봤어.
이 지역에 좋은 물 없나요? 아주 좋은 물? 아, 왜 그러세요? 전 진지한데 짜증나.